Portugal couldn't give Ronaldo the ending he deserved. Portugal arrived at the 2026 World Cup with one of the most talented squads in the tournament. They had Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, João Neves, Nuno Mendes, Ruben Dias, and of course, Cristiano Ronaldo playing in what would become his final World Cup. The goal was simple. Portugal had the talent, and Ronaldo had one last chance to chase the trophy that had always escaped him. But then they faced DR Congo and drew 1-1. Not exactly the start they were hoping for. Then came Uzbekistan, and suddenly Portugal looked completely different. They won 5-0, and Ronaldo scored twice, becoming the first player ever to score at 6 different World Cups. For a moment, everything looked perfect. Then Colombia happened. Portugal played out a 0-0 draw, and the same problem started appearing again. They had incredible players, but they were not consistently playing like an incredible team. Vitinha could control the midfield. João Neves could bring energy. Nuno Mendes could create danger. But when Portugal needed to take control of a match, they often became passive. It was almost as if the plan was to let the opponents have the ball and politely wait for them to make a mistake. Then came Croatia in the knockout round. Portugal survived, and Ronaldo scored Portugal's first ever goal in a World Cup knockout match. One more win, and they would be in the quarterfinals. But standing in their way was Spain. And this was the moment Portugal needed their talented squad to finally come together. Instead, Spain slowly took control of the game. Portugal struggled to create clear chances, and as the minutes passed, they looked more like a team waiting for something to happen than a team determined to make it happen. Then, in the 91st minute, Mikel Merino scored for Spain. Portugal were eliminated 1-0, and just like that, Ronaldo's final World Cup was over. It would be easy to blame Ronaldo. He was no longer the player he was in his prime, and there were moments when he struggled, but blaming him for Portugal's collapse would completely miss the bigger picture. Ronaldo still scored important goals. He still created danger, and he still gave Portugal moments when they desperately needed them. The bigger problem was that Portugal had enough talent to make Ronaldo's job easier, but they never consistently turned that talent into a complete team. They had the midfield, they had the defenders, they had the attackers, they had the experience. What they didn't have was consistency. Spain played like a team that knew exactly what it wanted. Portugal looked like a team waiting for someone else to make the decisive move, and eventually there was no Ronaldo miracle left. The final whistle ended Portugal's World Cup, and Ronaldo walked away from the tournament for the final time. He didn't get the fairy tale ending. He didn't lift the trophy. But maybe the most frustrating part was not that Ronaldo couldn't carry Portugal to the finish. It was that Portugal had enough quality to carry some of the weight for him, and they never consistently did. Ronaldo's World Cup story ended with disappointment, but Portugal's story ended with an even bigger question. What could they have achieved if all that talent had finally played like one team?